And except for a few MAGA hat wearing cities here and there, in places like Oklahoma, he really wasn't able to tour until just recently. Let's welcome Andrew Rivers to the show. Andrew.
Right.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, I know it's been a few weeks. Can I remind you to put a video on?
No, I'm not going to do a video tonight. I didn't do my hair.
Neither did Andrew. Have you seen that mane lately?
Hey, there you go.
My makeup person is late this evening, and so I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, you think the makeup is going to help you?
One thing make you look good, Bob, is distance.
I'm already recording the video.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Rivers, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for, it's good to be back, you know. As the only member of this podcast with a job, I want to thank you for giving me time.
Ouch.
Actually, Spike has a job now, so...
Oh, good.
And Zip has a job.
Yeah.
I know, I'm teasing all
And
you.
Ed has a job. Your dad is the only do-nothing person.
Jobless, yeah.
Thanks for narrowing that down, Bob.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good. Good run. 22 shows, 13 cities, 16 days,
Oof.
and still 0 kids. So I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And
How
96
does he
beers.
not do it?
Yeah. Plug your buddy, the comedian you toured with.
Oh, Steve Hofstetter.
He is huge on YouTube, right?
Yeah, he's got a big YouTube channel. He's pretty well known for responding to hecklers and sort of demolishing them.
Yes.
And then this last year, he's a super left, hardcore liberal, and he really leaned into that it's funny as I was kind of making fun of him, but as you look at a lot of what happens in politics, you're like, well, he's not wrong, you know.
You got to give me an example. Like, what's one of his big?
Well, I just mean that I watched from afar and went, what an idiot. And he was actively posting every day going, we must fight for our democracy.
Right,
and
right,
I'm
right.
like, well, it's probably not that big of a deal. And now it's he's like, well,
he was
he's got a
right.
couple points.
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
like he was like, people will try to storm the Capitol, and you were like, come on, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That would
it's
never
so
happen.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well,
that helped his social media sort of take off. And
All right. I've watched a bunch of his videos, and
cool.
Tell him I said hi, but I couldn't remember his name. Okay, so you're back from the tour, 22 shows, 13 cities, 16 days.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you noticed about America?
The rest stops are beautiful.
Isn't it great?
You know, what's funny about these tours is you know, because we're in a new city almost every day, we don't have a ton of time to really explore, you know.
Right.
You get into town at 3 p.m. and then you've got a 7 p.m. show. So you really just go get lunch and you take a picture flipping off the Trump Tower for Instagram, and then you got to go to work, you know.
You were in big cities then.
Yeah, I mean,
Chicago. Right?
yeah, we were in Chicago and Indianapolis, and the rules kept changing as we were going. So like, the whole tour was sold out, and then Chicago would announce that we're allowed 10 more people per show, and so then, which is funny because then it looks like people wanted a refund on tickets. You know, we're like, hey, tickets are available again. You know.
So tickets were being released as they lowered the restrictions.
Right. Yeah.
And you're fully vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson, right?
Yeah. And that's, the CDC said I'm allowed to post on Instagram and stuff like that.
That's
so,
good. Yeah.
A lot of my friends were nervous because they're like, oh, what if people lie? And, it's a good point because we know the only thing keeping people from lying before was the CDC. So, I think it actually helps people not lie because when they walk into a bar and they go, hey, where's your mask? And you go, oh, I'm vaccinated. And then all your anti-vaxxer friends are going to call you a pussy, and you don't want that. You know?
You don't
Right,
want that.
right.
Yeah.
That's some
You
huge-
know what?
Which
Your
made me-
mom was asking about that because she said today she's still keeping her mask on because once she gets used to it as a security blanket, like
Sure.
I try to show her the scientific documentation from the CDC,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
that's more than 2 or 3 sentences long. There's no way she's going to listen to me that long. And so she's one of those people, and I think there's a lot of them that are still wearing the mask, sort of like why that Linus fella kept his blanket while he was sucking his
Yeah.
thumb till he was in high school. And I asked her about it, and she said, "Do you think some people will think that I'm not vaccinated because I'm wearing a mask?"
Right.
And I said, "No, I think there's a lot of people like you. I think it's just going to gradually get rid of them." And
Right.
and I think it's fine. Go ahead and wear the mask part of the time if you want to. It's a security blanket.
Sure. I mean, my friends were the same way. You know, they were, even though the sign said, hey, if you're vaccinated, you can take your mask. You know, that was like they would update the policy on the gas stations, basically. And it was pretty loose in some states to begin with anyway.
Right,
but,
right.
but yeah, they would kind of put it on. And, but I mean, even like grocery stores now are moving to the honor system, that's what is scary is that, you know, 1 in 5 people admit to stealing from the self-checkout. So it's like, you know, but again, I'm with you. Like I got the vaccine. I did my part. I don't care. You guys, it's not my problem anymore.
I'm ready to let go worrying about the whole world right now. At
Exactly.
least, I shouldn't say the whole world, America.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if you want a vaccine, I walked into a
Yes.
Walmart the other day and they were like, "No appointment necessary. Walk in." And I remember setting my alarm for 4:30 so I could get on like Ticketmaster and try and get my vaccine.
Right.
And,
Right.
And now they're begging people and giving them coupons and millions of dollars and little things. And
I saw a guy in the Walmart bathroom giving himself the vaccine, actually.
That's not what he was doing, Andrew.
Wow.
that's awesome. Did you just come up with that? Because
I mean, I got a couple versions of that.
Okay,
laying
no,
around.
sure.
Yeah, the city opened up a new vaccine center, a super center under the bridge downtown. Yeah.
way to know how
Yeah,
to
my
slip
show
it in.
was my show was sold out. There was a line. People were camping out for tickets. Oh, that was just the homeless people. All right.
Yeah, okay. So there is big news for Andrew tonight. You auditioned for a reality show yesterday. I hope
Yeah.
you get this one.
Yeah.
I have some guesses, but I want to let you tell. And by the way, isn't Katie your ex-girlfriend on Bachelor now? Our Bachelorette?
Yes,
What's she-
she's Bachelorette. She's that
Okay.
that premieres in a week, I think. And I don't know what that may have helped me. I don't know if any of the TMZ stuff entered there.
about that.
I,
Yeah, that could help
Right.
you. Did they have the clippings of you? 'Cause
I don't
all
know.
all the tabloids, Us Weekly did a story about her ex was a comedian, which got you in the news.
Sure. I mean, they use
Yeah.
ex and comedian pretty liberally there, but
Yeah. And so all right, so it's not Bachelor. She's about to be on The Bachelorette. Do you think
Right.
you have a real shot at this reality show?
I don't know. It's I know you got a ton of listeners, so I don't want to spoil the channel or whatever. But it's an Animal Planet themed dating show. So it's like
What's it called?
Survivor and Bachelor together
Is that in the wild?
kind of thing.
Badger humper?
Yeah, it's
What is-
well.
Naked and afraid of
Is it
comedy.
Naked and Afraid?
Yeah.
Naked and Afraid is a
No,
great one.
it's called I didn't sign any contract, so I'll just say whatever. It's called Mating Season.
Mating
And,
season?
Oh, my
Yeah.
You and me, baby, we ain't nothing but mammals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
you're a
is
shoo-in.
perfect for me.
You're
yeah,
a
because
shoo-in. Yes,
when it
after
comes to
act.
dating,
Yeah.
I'm like a cicada. I made every 17 years, and
Sure.
You come
Yeah.
out of your
Noisy.
hole every 17. Wow.
Noisy as hell.
yeah.
So,
Gets my ass
how
in
did the
privacy.
audition go? Tell, please. Is there? Can you not dish about? You didn't sign anything?
Well, I can
right?
tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. So let's take it. So it's a not. They were the tagline they gave me is like, "You're gonna attract a mate in the wild using non-verbal tactics," and I said,
You're
"Oh,
not
so
allowed to
I."
speak on this show.
I don't know. Yeah, crickets. That's perfect.
That's the
I
one
said,
thing you know how to do
Absolutely.
that women enjoy.
So I was like, hey, I can
Yeah.
sniff on her. I can sniff her butt and pee on her leg or whatever. And,
You said that in the audition.
that was the first joke they laughed. So I had a phone
God,
call.
they would love
right?
that on today's TV.
They love the dumb.
Yeah,
It's absolutely. I mean, I'm not putting it in my act or anything, but yeah. So they had a phone. They sent me an email and they said, "We found your stand-up. You're hilarious." I tried to name drop The Bachelor, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, we don't really know.
We don't care. Yeah.
They don't care." And
Maybe
but they gave me
see.
tips. Yeah, they gave me like feedback because they said we did a phone call and then they scheduled me for like a Zoom audition or whatever, and they said, "Hey, try to play up the wanting to meet someone stuff," which was nice because that's the first time a woman has told me I don't come off desperate over the phone. And
Oh, wow. Well, I'm excited.
yeah,
I'm very
I think
excited.
it could be fun.
I
And
think
then
you're going to
think
get on. This is such a natural for you. You know, a guy who has trouble dating, you know, your biological clock, it's not the same as a
it's
woman's,
running-
but yours
it's
is
ticking up,
actually,
it's going.
yours is ticking.
It's
No
not
age.
a good 36. I slept in a car for 3 years and ate Taco Bell and
You player, you.
and I think it could be, because it could be the right opportunity. Like I don't know if you can find love on television, but I am a comedian, so I'm gonna have to meet the right girl because I'm gonna be in the spotlight, and she's gonna have to put up with,
Be secure.
lying and cheating. And what better place to find someone than
You're
reality
not that type
TV?
at all. You're not that type.
Plus, if they're stuck on an island, maybe they accidentally
Hard to get away if you can't swim
get
that
to
far.
know me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. The only thing I worry about is like I don't know if they asked if I like camping and stuff, and that's not my favorite thing, because I have a sensitive digestive system, so like
Plus your dad kept
more
moving
than
in
a
the
week
woods.
more than a week without plumbing, and it looks like a baboon's ass back there, but.
That's how you bring in the
Again.
female, my friend, right there. That's how
I think
you
this
do it.
says
Yes.
a lot about today's television, but you're perfect for it.
Yes,
I hope so.
Yeah. All right. Well,
no doubt.
keep us posted. Now, are you going back out on tour anytime soon, or are you?
Not anything crazy for. Actually, that's a great question. July 9th and 10th, I'll be doing. I'm getting my theater tour back together and seeing if that still works post pandemic here.
Tell them about that, because I thought what you were doing was incredible, and
So-
I brag on my son all the time.
Oh, thank you. So I was listening to a podcast, a marketing guy, and he made a joke that, hey, if Trump can convince people to vote for him using Facebook, then surely you can get people to buy comedy tickets. And I was like, that's a good point, actually. And so I just started running ads, and it turns out you can get people to make horrible decisions with Facebook. And so they would
Sure.
buy comedy tickets. Yeah.
All right, but what you did is you booked halls yourself with no agent, no
Yes.
middleman.
So basically, you rent a theater and you work out a deal. Like we're doing the Everett, historic Everett Theater, which actually seats 800. We're hoping to get 500 in there. That's the goal. But basically, you work out like an 80-20 split on tickets. So you just give them 20% of whatever you sell. So there's pretty low risk.
Yeah,
And then the North
for them
Bend Theater,
for them as well, because
Right.
this is found money. They don't have to shell out money for a band or something else, right?
Yeah.
They
Right.
don't have to worry about selling. You take
they
all
let
the
you
risk.
do all the work.
Talk is
Absolutely.
cheap.
Yeah. And you were
Yeah.
selling out yourself theaters, maybe not 500,
Some of them,
700,
yeah.
couple hundred, 300s. You were selling them out, right?
Yeah, so like North Bend Theater, I'm doing again because I went to high school up the street, and
The town you grew up in, that should be easy enough. Yes.
How do you like me now? Who's the star quarterback now? And that's about $275. So I'm doing that one July 9th, and then Everett is July 10th, and those tickets
Okay.
are on my website. So
Now, before you were actually booking venues in cities you'd never been to, and because you
Right.
have all these millions of views on Facebook, you were able to sell tickets. Do you think we're there yet, or you want to wait a little while to try that again?
I mean, I'm going to give it a shot. I was talking to a comedy club in Nashville, and the pay was, not back up to where it was normally, but I've looked around and I said, oh, it's only a 2-hour drive to like Huntsville, Alabama. And
And your liberal bullshit's going to go over great there.
I mean, you know what? It's amazing. But the thing about Facebook is you market to only the people that like your video. Like, you don't have to get those people that are just, So for example, my friend is this super liberal, progressive guy who only posts about politics. And we went to Omaha, Nebraska, and there was 300 people at the show, which was incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You stacked the deck, son. That's what you did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Rivers, it's really good to have you back. Please,
hey, thanks.
Please stay out of work more so that we can talk to you.
Nice.
Love you, son.
It works for me, too. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
All right, there goes Andrew. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, it is. Damn right.
I have missed him on the podcast.